if Leslie's still on, I think this is a good process question where I think she could add some value as well. But this question is basically, how do you get to your max position size, right? So you said that your minimum position size, Leslie, is about 25 basis points. Your max in equity is currently 4%. What's your process from getting from that initial position size to your max position size?
So that's a work in progress. Been getting some coaching from the community on this, but it's basically, if you're in the middle of the range, you want to take a position, you take a tiny one.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going up, I add by about 50 bips. If it's going down, I actually add by smaller.
Yes.
Until you can figure out whether you're going to keep the position or not. If it hits the bottom of the range, you get a nice volatility spike. I'll take it up to 2%. And from there, if it goes up off the bottom, I add 75 to 100 to get up to 4.
That's awesome. What you just did, you could teach like a lot of hedge fund managers. Because what she said was she got smaller when the uncertainty was developing, and she got bigger when the certainty came back. And we're not talking about 100% certainty. We're talking about the probability band of certainty. So again, a lot of people don't do it that way. They don't get bigger on the way up. But you should have more conviction when something holds and the whole edifice of quad 2 holds. And I think that's why you do that, correct?
Completely backwards from how I started.
Yes. And
yes.
How long have you been doing this?
3 years. But really only trading since last summer.
It took me, I would say, probably the first, definitely at least 18 months to maybe 2 years of running like what at Dawson, it was called Dawson Herman, the first hedge fund that I worked at, where they gave me my own book. And we're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars to start, which eventually became a $1 trillion fund. It was, with Russell Herman, I was running a carve out of that fund. So I had a carve out. So this is why I taught myself in basis points. Can you imagine, Leslie, a guy from Thunder Bay, Ontario, thinking in hundreds of millions of dollars? Like that would like, I couldn't do that. So I was like, just take out how many dollars we're running and just run it in basis points of capital. So if we're running 500 million or we're running 5 billion, I don't know the difference.
Right.
Okay? So that was one thing, but it took me at least 18 months or more to understand that you don't go big on the way down and you should be able to buy when something's going up. That took me forever. I mean, it's a tough one, especially hearing it from somebody who says buy low and sell high. But when you're scaling into and out of the core position, that's absolutely what to do.